Hey guys, Wax here. Today we will be talking about UR Zazan. I have him pretty much built and ready to go. And in this video, I want to focus mainly on his quirks and perhaps my findings. And for that, I have come up with these setups to show you how I use him. In this match, you can see the setup I used at the lower left corner of the video. Running him without bells, I used Luel's TMR for the luck increase buff. This also makes Zazan go sideways to buff Dwayne, and gives him a chance to use Immortal Spirit on his second turn. This is one of the issues I found, as Zazan doesn't use Divine Grace on his Paladin sub. I also turned off his Limit Burst and Taunting Blade because these are AP hungry skills, and he would end up using normal attacks for a while after using one of these. This also helps Zazan to use a buff on his second turn. Zazan does hit hard, though we can also thank Dwayne's /res debuff for that. Just a little something on Kitone. Please expect that she would be using Drain Force during the whole video, as I pretty much turned off majority of her skills. I'm a fan of Drain Force as well and was pretty excited they released her EX earlier. Zazan and Kitone dodge the Limit Burst, but sadly Dwayne goes down. But the match should be pretty much done at this point. For the succeeding matches, we will be using bells on Zazan. Using bells on Zazan makes him go forward, and in this map that means he wouldn't get a chance to buff on his second turn, which means no Immortal Spirit or Re-Raise on him, and really just rely purely on his evasion. I enabled Taunting Blade again, as he can actually afford to use it now, but his Limit Burst is still turned off. I'm also using King Mont mainly for his AoE /res debuff. As you saw earlier, Wall got baited by King Mont in this match cause he went first, and Wall wasn't able to use his hate buff. This is the reason why I prefer using an agility card in this map. Okay, so since the enemy Zazan didn't use bells and use his Limit Burst, you will see what I mean when I say he will spend the rest of the match doing mostly normal attacks. That /res debuff definitely paid off. What I like about Zazan's AI is that it tries to preserve Zazan's CT by not moving, especially when he has haste, and it allows him to lap on the enemy, which is pretty smart. Okay, Immortal Spirit removed. Another normal attack. Well, my Zazan doesn't seem to like dodging at this time, but that's done. One thing I'd like to note about Zazan is that I think he needs at least 2 vision cards in order to shine. Mainly the Luck or Kitone card for evasion and the Solitary Lion for damage. Given that he can only deal /type damage, he would really need the 35% /res penetration, especially when everyone starts stacking /resistance again. I thought I'd mention this because when comparing against 2B, she only needs her own vision card and she will do well. She's also not completely reliant on just one damage type as well, which is probably one of Zazan's weaknesses in his kit. It feels good to see Helena miss on her attacks once in a while. Okay, Kitone takes out Helena. Actually, I left Shadow Bind turned on if in case stop procs on the enemy. One thing I noticed as well is that the AI actually tries to get to the back of the opponent to use triple split, which is also nice for the guaranteed crit. So just to summarize on my observations, well, basically Zazan has minimal AP generation, so you would probably want to use spells on him. Then, since he doesn't use Backbreaker a lot, I believe 50 Faith will be sufficient enough for him. The AI actually goes to the back of the opponent to use, or rather to capitalize on the benefits of triple split. The AI actually preserves CT, especially when he has haste. This one caught me off guard, honestly. I didn't expect this to be happening. Let me know if you have the same findings as well. Next is that the AI does not use Divine Grace on his Paladin sub. And lastly, the AI does not usually have the chance to use both Immortal Spirit and Fake Death in one match due to Zazan's movement. Though this might be map dependent, so we'll have to see how we can tweak Zazan in the future maps. Lastly, I suggest turning off Taunting Blade in his limit burst if you're not using bells on him. Based on my testing, I was having more success in my arena matches when I turned these off, assuming Zazan is not using bells, because he would end up using normal attacks most of the time. Oh, and on a separate note, well, I feel that building Dwayne will actually get more mileage out of your resources until maybe when Cloud gets released in Global. Hopefully, Zazan will prove to be more useful when Cloud gets here. So for the Zazan with Bell setup, I had Zazan on Paladin sub. I didn't turn off anything on his main job. For Paladin sub, everything is turned off except Taunting Blade and Immortal Spirit. Also, he would almost always use Triple Split unless Backbreaker was enough to kill the enemy. To add, I also never saw the AI use Hamstringer. For King Mont, everything in his main job was enabled except for the AoE buff. For Nightblade sub, only Stunblade was turned on. As for his gear, I used Alex Ring for more accuracy and Gafgarion TMR for possible confusion procs. For Kitone, as mentioned earlier, most skills were disabled to force her to use Drain Force, as it should be her most damaging option. Then King Mon TMR is for more HP, and to make her AI go to the side to be able to use two buffs potentially. Bahamut Esper is used for the Man-Eater bonus and magic resistance. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click like and subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. I've been thinking about it, and perhaps I will create another video featuring EX Kitone and Drainforce. So please look forward to it. Feel free to comment down below for any questions or suggestions on what you want to see for future videos. Or perhaps you can tell me how you use your Zazan for more ideas. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around. Stay safe.